welcome to the Half Brothers Podcast. Did I scare you?
Was it started?
This is the
Because
Half
mine kind of
Brothers.
lags out when we start, so I don't always know.
Yeah, it starts, but
Okay.
you know. Well,
Hello,
hey,
everybody, and welcome to episode the number on the screen of the Half Brothers Podcast. My name is Jacob,
my name is Glenn.
and we are Half Brothers.
That's right.
If you don't know what that means, look it up on Google.
Yeah, it's like we're only half humans.
Basically, yeah.
So Jacob,
So, Glenn,
where are you at right now?
in my room or in my
Where's
in my
your
guest
room?
My house in
What
Lazarus.
house? What state?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. OH, bro.
OH.
You know, Ohio's been in the news a little bit lately. Some speculation. Have you heard about this?
I have not heard about it at all.
Okay. Well, apparently Ohio.
Is it another bombing or something?
All right. Well, I don't think so. Well, I was bombing on stage last week at my show. I can tell you that much.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Literally 2 minutes in, not a single laugh. And then I just started making fun of myself, and then they loved it. So, you know, sometimes...
People really enjoy that type of stuff, though.
It's crazy, man. It's like I worked really hard on these jokes, and you hate me now. And so let me just hate myself, and then you'll think it's funny. But yeah, your girl is chewing something pretty loud. Oh, Jacob was just murdered by his dog, guys. So welcome to the Half Brother Podcast.
It's just a bone.
Yeah. But, Jacob, there's something on your shirt, and for those watching, what does your shirt say? I want a little bit of background because it's going to be significant to what we talk about.
Arrows. So if you aren't from the area, you don't understand this. Sorry, you can see my tummy right there, guys. It's just really hot. But the Akron, it's an Akron Arrows shirt. So what this is this is the city of Akron's minor league baseball team. Well, it was the name for them. Because now they are called the Rubber Ducks, and I hate it. The Arrows is way better. But we went to a Rubber Ducks game a couple weekends ago. I'm actually going back on this Thursday, so day after this comes out, for work. And saw this shirt, and I was like, that's super sick. I love it. I'm buying it. And I bought a hat, too, because the Arrows was a way better name.
Yeah, I totally agree. Arrows was a much better name than the Rubber Ducks, and Indians was a much better name than Guardians. So
Facts.
we're going to get into it. You know, you're wearing the Akron Arrows shirt, but there's actually someone very important that may be moving back to the Akron area.
Hold on. I can guess this.
Guess it.
Glenn Shin.
That's Glenn Shin, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be... Oh, gosh. All right.
So excited.
I think we did just get bombed. Was that
I've been
Canada?
waiting for this moment.
That was a Canadian bomb. That's what a Canadian nuke would feel like. It's just like a little...
Canada doesn't have a military.
I know. That's what I'm... But they just like throw something over like, yeah! That's what that would be. But here's the thing. I'm going to retire. It's my comedy retirement tour. And, you know, really, it's really not a retirement. It's just me giving up because it's gone so poorly here, and it's not going anywhere, and I'm a failure, and, you know, life is meaningless at times. And so
At least you're finally accepting it.
At least I'm finally accepting it, and that's why
I've been telling you for years.
that's why I'm coming home, and I'm just giving it up. I'm giving it up. You can... catch me at Funny Stop Comedy Club. And then afterwards, we're going to have a little goodbye at the Y Bridge in Akron. All right, this is getting dark. Me
and you both.
It's because the Y Bridge, that's where the YMCA is. We like to play basketball there. Moving on. Yes.
The YMCA.
If you didn't see it, LeBron James opted into his contract for $55 million in LA, but for some reason, opting in means he's going to leave. So... It's crazy. Usually, you
explain, because I have not followed
yeah.
this in any way whatsoever.
So here's the crazy thing, right? LeBron James opted into, he had a player option, he opted into his final year of his contract in Los Angeles, okay?
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are saying, well, he's going to stay on the Lakers because you opt in to stay on a contract, right?
Right.
But that's not always true. Sometimes people opt in and request a trade immediately because they want their max money or whatever it is, right? So if a lot of people think if LeBron wanted to leave, what he would have done is said, you know what, I'm going to opt out. It's not about the money. It's about winning a championship, right?
Right.
Okay, but if it's about winning a championship, then why'd you opt in?
Do it on the Lakers.
So here's what happened. LeBron James opts into his final season with the Los Angeles Lakers for $55 million. But recently, his agent Rich Paul said, we respect the Lakers' planning for the future around Luka, but at the same time, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. And so they'll be examining if the roster is championship was worthy of competing for a championship. So basically saying, like, okay, LeBron opted in because it's $55 million, all right? And honestly, LeBron deserves every single penny that the NBA has, right? Like, this dude has carried this league on his back for 23 years, and the NBA he took to a whole nother international fame that it did not have previously, right? And, you know, in his mind, he's like, look, I'm not going to take a minimum. I'm LeBron James, right? So it's kind of confusing, though, because he opts in. He has to force a trade, and if you're going to trade for LeBron, that contract is a big contract. You'd have to give up a lot to receive him, and you'd have to remove a lot of cap space to open it up. So that's where it's kind of hard to know what he's thinking, what he's doing. Is he just putting pressure on the Lakers like he always does? Is he actually going to request a buyout? I mean, that's a big buyout for nothing. $55 million?
There's no way that's what he's doing.
So, anyway, there's speculation, Jacob, that he is, A, just putting pressure on the Lakers front office to try and get another piece. And they did just get DeAndre Ayton, and so it'd be Ayton, Bron, and Luka. But Ayton has kind of been a disappointment the last few years. The other options would be, the second most popular option right now is getting traded to Dallas to play with Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. All right, because they just got a Cooper Flag draft pick or whatever, number 1 draft pick.
Yeah, I'm a big Cooper Flag guy, but that's not, you're not going to win a championship there.
He could be traded for Cooper Flag, and it could be Kyrie, Kyrie, LeBron, and AD, because AD is there now. So
see, now that LeBron has played for the Lakers, I kind of like the Lakers a little bit.
And then the last
I
one,
would
though, you're gonna like
be
these
happy
two.
with that.
Well, I want to hear your thoughts on all 4 of these scenarios, because I'll do the third one. The third one is obvious. He requests a buyout and has a retirement year in Cleveland as the missing piece to our championship team. If you can add LeBron to the Cavs team right now, I mean, they're the instant favorite to come out of the East, right? But this one would make more sense with the contract, and it would kind of be, if he's not going to come back to Cleveland, this one I think could be a fun one, but also an annoying one in a way. Some people think he could be traded to the New York Knicks. If he can get a championship to Miami, Cleveland, Los Angeles, and New York, you got all the haters here in New York that say he's not the GOAT, I promise you they're going to flip a dime as soon as
instantly.
You know what I mean? So it could be a way. I mean, look, he changed the haters in L.A. for the most part. He changed the haters in Cleveland when he came back. He changed the haters in New York. The 2 biggest markets, you want a championship for them? I mean, who's going to hate you, really, besides the rest of America?
Yeah, no.
What do you think of all that, those 4 scenarios?
So what, the only way he can come back to Cleveland is a buyout?
It's not the only way. It's not the only way, but there's a lot of tough. It would make it tough because the Cavs' salary cap is almost hit.
Secondary question on that.
Yeah.
Did the Cavs sign Lonzo Ball, or did they have to trade for him?
They traded for Lonzo Ball.
Who'd they give up for Lonzo?
Let me look into that, actually. Let's see. What
is DG gone?
No, DG. Everyone's here. DG, DG, who is Garland. Donovan Mitchell's still in Cleveland.
What about the
Evan Mobley's still there. Jared Allen's still there. They got Ty Jerome got let go.
That's what I was wondering about, Ty Jerome. We gave up Ty Jerome for Lonzo?
Basically,
they just didn't re-sign? Okay.
They didn't re-sign Ty Jerome.
I mean, Ty Jerome was pretty good, but I will say I would rather have Lonzo than Ty Jerome.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just don't see the buyout thing happening. That just sounds super unrealistic to me. I think that the Lakers are going to need something back. They're not just going to pay his whole salary. And then the third question on that is, do NBA teams do the whole we'll pay part of his salary, you pay part of his salary thing? Is that a thing in the NBA? Because it's a thing in the NFL.
I believe that can happen. Real quick, I just want to correct myself. We traded Isaac Okoro for Lonzo Ball.
Straight up?
Yeah, and then we also re-signed the Cavs. I say we're Cavs fans. We also re-signed Sam Merrill to a 4-year, $38 million deal.
I like Sam Merrill.
We just re-signed Larry Nance Jr. He's a Cavalier again. And
He's a
then
dog,
they
but what? Okay.
added Jackson Robinson, who is an undrafted guy.
Well, so what happened to Ty Jerome? They just let him go
They let him go.
because they're getting Lonzo.
Well, he was already a free agent, so they just haven't re-signed him.
Well, they're not gonna if they have Lonzo and
they're not
DG.
gonna- Yeah. So
They don't need 3-point guards.
yeah, it looks like Al Horford has been on the Cavs' radar. Talks are underway for a vet minimum there.
I'd like to see. I like the Knicks are my second favorite team. I do like the Knicks, but I just think there's too many egos on the Knicks for that team to win a championship if LeBron comes there. I think LeBron would be the missing piece for the Cavs. He's another guy that, I think not DG. Donovan Mitchell is the number one. Spider is the number one. You need a bucket late in the game, you give the ball to Spider. But I think if you have a guy like LeBron, Donovan Mitchell doesn't have to score 40-point games an entire playoff series to just keep you alive, trying to fight through to win Game 5, to keep the series alive when you're down 3-1 to the Pacers. I think if you have LeBron, that series is way different. Donovan Mitchell has a lot more help. And especially a seasoned guy like LeBron that's won a championship before, that's won a championship in Cleveland before, and that is still doing it at 40, 41 years old. He'll be 41 this year. Is that right?
That is correct.
Like, I think that would be a huge move for the Cavs. I think that would be the piece that they need to get over that hump. But I wouldn't be mad about the Mavericks. I don't think he can win a title there. But like I said, I'm kind of becoming a little bit of a Lakers fan. They're not my number one. They're starting to take number 2 over the Knicks. I can tell you that, though, just because LeBron's been there so long, and I'm a diehard Bron guy. So I do like the Lakers a little bit. So seeing them get Cooper Flag, already having Luka, who knows, maybe DeAndre Ayton can pull his career out of the cemetery and resurrect things. But I don't know. I think I'm a Duke guy. Also, for those of you that don't know it, there's another reason to hate me. I'm a Duke fan. So Cooper Flag playing in LA would just be super sweet. I would love to see it. More primetime games. He's an absolute baller. Like, dude is good. I couldn't believe that we didn't win that Final Four game. They just weren't. He just wasn't doing his thing. They weren't helping him out very much. And then another thing too. Cavs drafted that Proctor guy. I think Duke lost that semifinal game because of the Proctor guy. Worst free throw shooter on the team was taking all the free throws at the end of the game. What are we doing? What are we doing? He's not a great 3-ball shooter. He's just really not that good of a player. I think it was a bad draft pick. But you win some, you lose some. Who cares? Best fit would be for the Cavs for sure. And I'm biased. I'll admit it, I am biased. I'm biased to 3 of those teams. But the one I'm most biased to is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I think it would be awesome. It'd be awesome, especially because he's got 1-2 more years left. I think if he's not retiring now, he's not retiring at the end of this season. He's gonna wait 1 more year to have Bryce come into the league. There's just no way you don't. There's no way you're like, hey, you know what? Actually, my other son is going to be in the NBA now. Yeah. I'm going to hang him up. I don't want to play with him. No, you're going to play with him. Especially because he's supposed to be the better of the two. And I've watched some of him play. That boy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry
He's
because
a beast.
some people say that that's racist. But that guy's a beast.
Wait, what? What? Okay, never mind. I didn't hear anything racist, but we can keep going.
He is a dog, bro. He is so good at basketball. Have you seen some of Bryce's highlights?
I've seen a few highlights here and there, and he looks like a beast. But I
was watching this one highlight of him. This dude on the other team was talking mad smack. Like literally came up to him on the bench, was getting in his face. His teammate started pushing the other guy away. Guy goes over to dunk on Bryce. Dude, Bryce didn't have none of it. Blocks it, goes down, dunks on that dude. I'm like, bruh, this dude's different.
And how many years does he have left until he's draftable?
1. He's going to Arizona next year, and then he can be in the
Is
draft.
it next year?
Next year, he's at Arizona.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, LeBron's got 2 more years left. Minimum, not maximum, minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. I do think LeBron has 2 years. I think it's 2 years. You're saying minimum.
Minimum. He's either done this year, he's not going to play next season, or he's playing 2 more seasons. There's no 1 year type of thing for LeBron. He's playing 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
There's just no way. He's already made it this far. If you're not going to retire now, you're not going to retire the year Bryce is going to be a rookie. You're not doing it.
So so let's talk
Especially
about
when you're not going to have to fight for Bryce to get in the league like you had to for Bronny.
Sure.
Like Bryce is probably not going to play in the G League at all. Bryce is probably going to be a rotation player his rookie year, maybe find his way to the starting lineup.
No, I hear you. Well, let's talk about this scenario first, okay? I want to talk about the Knicks scenario, okay? Because this is one that I think. Now, I live in New York, right? I hate Knicks fans. I hate Knicks fans.
Yep.
I do think that if LeBron came to the Knicks, I would root for the Knicks for a year. Like, I would root for the Knicks.
You have to.
I think I would root for the Knicks over the Cavs.
That's crazy work, but I understand.
I mean, dude, if it's LeBron James, because here's why.
I would do the same thing, but I don't claim hatred for the Knicks.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you would root for the Knicks over the Cavs.
Oh, 100%.
Well, then why is it crazy work for me?
Because you say you hate the Knicks. I say
hate
the
the
Knicks are
Knicks.
my second favorite team.
I hate the Lakers and I hate the Knicks, and the thing is, and I hate their fans because they're spoiled
I used to hate
brats.
the Lakers.
Yeah, I still hate the Lakers, but I love LeBron. That's what I'm saying. My loyalty and love and respect and gratitude towards LeBron is so big because here's the thing, bro. If there's no LeBron, there's no Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay,
Ladies, take notes.
Literally, if there's no LeBron, there's no Cleveland Cavaliers. That team was so bad for so long. In the 80s had a few good runs. Then the 90s were awful. The 2000s were really bad. And then every time he's not on the team, they were really bad, except for the last 3 years, right? And it's because he made it a more attractive place so that a person like Donovan Mitchell feels like he's playing for like a legacy type team, right? So that, there is a little bit more allure to living in Cleveland. It's not the mistake on the lake. It's appealing. The city has totally been revitalized. There's businesses. The lakefront is beautiful. All this stuff is there now, and it's a cool poppin' city. It also helps that people are moving away from big, expensive cities like New York and L.A. because of the taxes and the craziness and everything like that. But if it's not for LeBron, there's no Cleveland championship. All that we would have right now if LeBron James didn't exist is the 2016 World Series upset.
Dude, it'd be like a 60-plus year drought. 65-year drought?
It would be a 62-year drought right now. We were already at 52, and he ended it. It'd be 62 years. 1964 was the last Cleveland championship. So anyone that's in the Northeast Ohio area that roots for Cleveland sports teams and hates on LeBron, you are just a fool. You're an idiot. I get it. Listen, you don't have to agree with everything he says politically. You don't have to like how he acts all the time, like with his personality, and he can be a diva and all that. Yes, he loves attention. He loves a lot of different things. But look, dude, no one's perfect, but most celebrities are not putting their money where their mouth is and investing in their hometowns and the inner cities and opening schools for at-risk children, which, yes, the scores are terrible at that school. But Akron Public Schools are terrible right now, okay? And at-risk children have a very tough time. So that's, he's doing all this work and putting his money where his mouth is. But the people that hate on him will hate on him no matter what. Unless they're Knicks fans and he comes to New York and wins them a championship.
So, I mean, to be fair, though, I'm not really friends with this guy. We were sort of friends in high school. It's kind of a chotch, so we don't really talk anymore. We stopped talking in high school. But he's a huge Lakers fan. Still a LeBron hater.
That's insane. That's why I would be so mad if he retired there, because they don't deserve him. I will say this about Knicks fans. Okay, Knicks fans, they're like Laker fans in that sense of they don't really, they are not loyal to their players or grateful to their players because they're so spoiled and everything. But the Knicks have been so bad for so long that I think the Knicks would be grateful to have a LeBron James come and show up. They were loyal to Carmelo, even though he never won them a championship. They still got love for Carmelo. You know what I mean? And he never won them a championship.
That's also a little bit different, though, because he was a New York kid.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, I just think that they're not as... They've never had a Kobe. How about that? They never had a Shaq. I mean, Patrick Ewing, those Knicks were a long time ago, and most of those folks are, not, like that generation is the older generation. And
But they didn't win a championship, did they?
I don't know if they ever won a championship. Honestly.
I don't think they did.
When is the last Knicks championship?
I don't think Pat Ewing ever won a championship.
Really? See
Because it
that?
was the Pistons and the Bulls.
Oh wow, dude, you're so wow. I didn't even know that. So the Knicks haven't won a championship since 1973.
Yeah.
So that drought is almost well. That's about as long as the Cleveland sports drought was, because that's about what 50. That's 50, 53, 52 years. That's a 52
Yeah, because if
year
ours
drought.
is 63, 10 more years.
Yeah, that's 52-year drought. So I mean, yeah, man. I just think the
Who
Knicks.
was the player on that team? Was it I think his name was Patrick Reed.
On that Knicks team that won.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
I'm like 90% sure the first time the Knicks won the NBA championship.
Willis Reed.
Willis Reed.
Walt
Willis Reed.
Frazier. Dave DeBusker. Oh, Earl Monroe, Jerry Lucas, and Bill Bradley. Gosh, I don't know.
Willis Reed. I'm 90% sure it could have been a different team. That Knicks team might have won multiple championships, but they were the first 8 seed to ever win an NBA championship.
Wow, that's crazy how many white guys are on this team too. Yeah, it still wasn't even. I don't think we were completely done with segregation back then yet, because this is a white Knicks team I'm looking at right now. Goodness.
Willis Reed wasn't white.
No, there's black people on the team. I'm just saying it's very white. This picture I'm looking at is very white. It's like blinding, ghostly white. It's as white as me. But anyway.
Well, that was still before the first crossover ever happened.
Jeez.
Yeah. They didn't know what that move was. You ever seen Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell?
Yes, dude, yes.
That was the game that alley-oop was in.
That's right. You're so right. I forgot about that. Epic moment. Epic movie. But the reason that I wouldn't that's why I'd be okay with the Knicks. But what would break my heart as a Cavs fan is if it was Knicks Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals, because then like it's Knicks fans against Cavs fans, and like in the Eastern Conference Finals, you have to beat the Knicks fans.
No, like if LeBron was on the Knicks, we would have to be Knicks fans. I'd be a
LeBron fan. It would be tough. That would be a tough one, man.
I'm a diehard Packers fan. Go Pack, go, right?
Yeah.
I love the Cavs, not as much as the Packers.
Sure.
I love LeBron more than I love the Cavs.
I think I do too.
I would rather see him get another championship to solidify GOAT status than to see the Cavs get another championship.
I think you're right. Because I think to me basketball is LeBron James. And I think the Cavs are LeBron James. Like I don't even love this. Like I love the Cavs for sure. I do love them. I remember
falling in love with basketball was the year they lost to the Magic in the Eastern Conference Finals and LeBron hit that buzzer beater.
Dude, that was so dope.
I remember faking like I was being asleep because I had a soccer tournament the next day, and then as soon as he won, I threw my fist up in the air. My mom was like, "I thought you were asleep." I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
and just pretended to go back to bed.
Yeah,
I was so excited.
That was such a sad playoff year too, because
they were supposed to be it there.
And all these ugly dudes were just shooting threes on us and crushing us, and we're like, what?
Ugliest dude in NBA history
ever, and ugliest shot. But that dude was like Steph Curry that year.
He was a baller. I gotta give him that.
And then the Lakers wiped the
Rashad
floor with
Lewis,
them.
Dwight Howard, Jameer Nelson.
Jameer Nelson, dude.
That was a good team, man. That was a good team. And then they went and got smoked by the Lakers. And that was the year that they were doing the puppet Kobe LeBron commercials.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the year we were supposed to get Kobe versus LeBron finals.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's kind of what I think about the Knicks. Look, LeBron is basketball. I love the Browns, and I would never root against the Browns ever. I love the Indians/Guardians. I would never, ever root against the Indians in baseball, right? But the Cavs, I would only root against them if it's for LeBron and his legacy. Now, it's also got to be the right fit. Like, if it's LeBron and the Warriors, oh, hell no. There's no way. No. I would not root for LeBron in a Warriors jersey against the Cavs. There's no way. Is that
even a possibility?
That's another one that's added here. So here, let me find this here in this article.
They just got Jimmy Butler. I guess Jimmy Butler plays the 2 as well.
Let's see. The New York Times was they got a few teams. Okay, it says here, ease your brain. The mathematics in Northern California are not merely as strenuous. James is close with 2-time MVP Steph Curry, with whom he finally played last summer in the Olympics. He and the former Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green, share an agent. That's right. Played for head coach Steve Kerr with Team USA, and the Warriors have a lure of warriors. So Golden State has one obvious offer for James. Jimmy Butler for James. Okay, Butler makes a tad more than James does, marking the trade deal legal. Though if it were constructed this way, it would hard cap the Lakers at the first apron, since they'd be absorbing more money than they send out. So apparently there's this new rule. I don't know enough about it. There's like first apron, second apron. It's like limiting on how much money you can spend because they don't want it to be like baseball, which I appreciate. Because in baseball, the Yankees, there's no salary cap. So the Yankees could be like, if
outspend everybody.
Exactly, and they do, and LA does. And so like if basketball was like baseball, they could be like, we're going to give LeBron a max contract for 5 years, and we're going to give, Steph a max contract for 5 years, and we're going to give Draymond or whoever they want. They could have 5 people on a max deal. They could have 10 people on a max deal. But there's no max deal. I guess that's what I'm saying.
That's the problem with the MLS. The reason the MLS still has yet to, because American sports leagues, they're the best sports leagues on the planet. There isn't a professional football league like ours. You could maybe argue Japan's baseball league rivals ours, but honestly, probably not. And then there's not a basketball league on the planet like ours. The reason the MLS still has not even been able to start to climb that mountain is because the MLS has a stupid salary cap. It's like 2 players are unrestricted, can make as much money as they want. Everybody else can only make a very, very low amount of money. Like a lot of MLS players are almost not even professional athletes because they can't make money. But teams like Inter Miami, they have Messi and Suarez, and then Busquets, Jordi Alba. Busquets and Jordi Alba are making very, very little money. Messi and Suarez are making all the money for that team. But that's the reason the MLS isn't making the foothold. They're doing the Club World Cup in America this year. And everyone's roasting us because there's nobody at these games. But it's also, there's none of these games are big games. You're expecting us to go watch the 8th tier Australian team that's got a bunch of people who are legitimately not even professional athletes. These guys have real day jobs. These guys had to pay to get to the Club World Cup, and you're expecting us to go watch that game. Anyway, different tangent. Yeah. But that's the reason that all of these MLS teams didn't make it through the knockout stages. The only one that did was Inter Miami, because they have the best player in the world, or the best player of all time, not the best player in the world, but the best player of all time, surrounded by a bunch of pretty decent pieces. But it's because they can't pay anybody. The PSG is probably going to go on and win it. They're in my opinion the best team in the world. And probably they're one of the subs that probably barely ever gets used is making more money than Suarez. And Suarez is the second highest paid guy on his team. So that's the MLS has a terrible salary cap. I think, I don't know, because the NFL does it well as far as the salary cap goes. The NFL is the most competitive sports league in the entire world. Sure the Chiefs are dominant and they're getting there every other year. But it's you don't see that a ton. I guess yeah you do. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's a bad statement. There's been a lot of dynasties in the NFL. So then maybe that's not the way to do it. Maybe there's been actually not every sports league there's a lot of dynasties. Hockey, the Red Wings did it for so long. Basketball, it was the Lakers and the Celtics.
But the thing I appreciate about the NBA is that they are trying to make it fair so that small market teams don't get left behind, right?
And they did it. It clearly, this year showed that it is working somewhat. You had the Pacers
Oklahoma
in
City,
Oklahoma City, yeah.
Which is they do a good job.
Two of the smallest markets. People say the Cavs are a small market. Ohio's the 4th most populated state. That's too high on the list, but we're up there. We're top 10.
Yeah. No, yeah. People can
It's we can't be that small of a market.
Yeah, it's just Ohio's kind of a big state too, though. It's kind of spread out more, but yeah. the GDP of Ohio it's a very important state. But what I was saying though, with the Warriors thing, I just hate the Warriors so much.
That's not happening. You don't even need to worry
I don't think
it.
it's going to happen. Would it be cool to see Steph and LeBron play? Yeah, just not on that team.
Yeah.
So we'll move on from that. Now the other
we'll
one.
watch them play on Team USA again.
Exactly. The other one that is very likely to happen. It's probably the most likely still, I would say, is LeBron staying with the Lakers. Now here's the other thing. I didn't mention this. LeBron has a no trade clause, so the Lakers can't just trade him unless he approves it. Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, he opted into his $52.6 million player option, giving him control of the no trade clause. DraftKings gives the Lakers an impressive minus 700. That's an 87.5% chance that he stays. 87.5% chance that LeBron stays in Los Angeles. Even though Rich Paul did say they're open to a trade if better aligned with championship goals. But there's been no serious talks at the moment. So right now, this is mostly speculation. I mean, look, if he stays in L.A., I mean, they're not going to make it out of the West, right? I know that. Now they were the
Thunder
3 seed.
is still too good.
Yeah, the Thunder's really good, and it's like Luka and LeBron though with the whole season. I mean, if they were the 3 seed last year, could they be a 2 seed?
They didn't even make it out of the first round, dude.
Correct. You're 100% right. I'm with you on that. I'm just saying they were the 3 seed, and you know they didn't have a full year together. And I know Luka was kind of dealing with some stuff. I mean, emotionally, even just leaving Dallas.
This
he wasn't ready
franchise
for
that you think is bought in for you, like you're supposed to be their franchise guy, and they just shipped you off to another team.
Exactly. I mean, they also said, didn't LeBron had some like calf issue going on too? I think so. I mean, he's getting older. Those aren't going to get better, but I don't know. I mean, LA, I don't see them making it out of the West if he stays there. So that's why if he's really serious about championships, maybe the 2-year thing's right. Maybe you're right. And I heard Jay Crawford say this on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. He said he thinks LeBron will stay in L.A., give it 1 full year to see if they can make a big run with Luka, add some pieces. And then after this season, he's a free agent. Then he could come to Cleveland on a vet min.
I think maybe. That would be awesome to not have to pay him all that money. I just think it'd be too late at that point. I think the Cavs are either going to make or break this year. They're either gonna put up or shut up, like they're going to make it to the finals or they're not. And I think if they don't, I don't think he's coming back.
If they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and
they got to go to 7.
Let's say they make it 5 or 6 games.
He doesn't come back.
Well, is he not coming back, or are they not taking him back? That's the question.
Dan Gilbert owns the team, right?
Yeah.
He'll take him back.
You think Dan Gilbert will take him? Because a lot of people are saying that Dan Gilbert's the reason that we're not talking to them about trading right now, because his ego, because he just wants to win one without LeBron. I mean, Dan and James had a lot of beef over the years, if you remember
they had a lot of beef before, yeah. But then I thought they patched it up. And at least the last couple things I remember seeing Dan Gilbert say about LeBron were we always loved this man. You know, he brought us a championship. Like he always has a home here.
He's gonna say that. He's gonna say that, and he should. And
You're
he's
right.
But I think that LeBron never really. I think LeBron did it for the fans. I don't think LeBron ever really got close with Dan after that. I think it was still like a business thing, and I think that LeBron's also a lot to deal with. Like, he is a diva. He is kind of the GM. They call him the GM. Like, you're supposed to run your whole organization based off what this guy wants. And I don't think Dan loves that, but he was willing to do it to get a championship, because he knows that if he didn't get a championship, that his legacy as the owner in Cleveland would not be a good one. You'd be the one that ran LeBron out of town. And so he said, I'm going to take LeBron back. But now a lot of people are saying that Dan Gilbert doesn't think they need LeBron, and he doesn't want to admit that they need LeBron. So the question is, I don't think the question is, would LeBron want to do a farewell tour in Cleveland? I think if he's going to do a farewell tour, I think if he doesn't do it in L.A., he'd really want to do it in Cleveland. But the question is, and that's where it should be done. The question is, would it make sense for the Cavs team? Would they be on board with that? I think they should. I mean, look, whether Dan Gilbert wants to admit it or not, I don't think you win a championship without LeBron. I don't think this team ever wins a championship unless you bring in LeBron James or you get some amazing player. But if you put LeBron James on this team right now... I do
disagree with that.
That's fine, but let me just finish this point. If you put LeBron James on this team right now, we're going to the finals. The Pacers were not going to beat us. No. The Knicks were not going to beat us. It would have been Cleveland versus Oklahoma City. And if the Pacers took that team to 7 games, I think a Cavs team with Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen... I mean, I like our chances, man. I really like those chances. We would take them to 7 at least.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that. But I just don't know. This team, I'm skeptical of this team because I've watched them for the last 3 years underperform in the postseason.
I think they still got time. I think they still got time. They got time to grow. They got time to develop. And I think this year was it was a real like learning moment for them. I kind of compare it to like LeBron's first year in Miami. Like, sure, they made it to the finals, but they got dog walked that year in the finals against the Mavericks. And I think that's what this year was. Like, they thought, oh, we're the best team in the East. We've beat the Celtics a handful of times. Like, you know, it's pretty much us versus the Thunder in the finals this year. And I think this year was a wake-up call for them. They were like, hey, you know what? It doesn't end just when the regular season ends. Like, we don't just automatically get a ticket punch to the finals. You know, there's still going to be teams that are trying to knock us off. And I think they got time to keep adding pieces, to keep bringing in guys to shore up where they, you know, were falling short. And like that was a part of the reason I didn't elaborate on it very much, but part of the reason I said it'll be too late. I think like it has to happen this year. Or it doesn't happen. Is either actually the more I think about it, I think this year if the Cavs go to the finals or to the Eastern Conference Finals, they don't take LeBron back. I think if they don't go to the Eastern Conference Finals, they do take LeBron back as just like a, hey, this is going to be a farewell tour for him thing. I don't think they plan on being competitive with LeBron after this year. Or, I mean, like, probably competitive, probably make the playoffs, but probably not really thinking that you're a title contender with LeBron in year whatever that would be. Bryce's rookie year, I think if LeBron is on the Cavaliers, it's a farewell tour type thing. I don't think they're expecting to win the NBA Finals. I think they can expect to challenge again this year, especially if they continue adding players or you know, shoring up some things where they need shored up. And again, like DG was hurt in that playoff series against the Pacers. And I've heard a lot of people saying they should trade Darius Garland.
No, but he's always hurt in the playoffs. He's always getting hurt in the playoffs. He's always underperforming in the playoffs.
This is what I always said about LeBron. Make him a sixth man. You don't need him. You don't need to be the number 1 seed. You don't need to be the number 2 seed. You don't need to be the 3 seed. If back in the day when he was on the Cavs, you need to make the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, LeBron's going to get you there. He's going to get you to the finals. Back when he's going to 8 in a row, he's going to get you there. He's going to get you to the finals. DG doesn't need to play all 82 games. Just make the playoffs. You'll get the number 1 or 2 seed with or without him, I think. So just make the playoffs. I think that's all they need to do. Let him rest a little bit more. LeBron, get him your freaking physio's number or something, dude. Yeah. Like, you're Iron Man and you're 40 years old. Like,
it is insane.
Help us out, dude. Because, like, I mean, exactly what you're saying. He always gets hurt in the playoffs. Like, I think his body just can't handle that long of a season. And I don't think these guys need to. I think that they're like all this people saying stuff about load management, which there's an argument to be made for. There's an argument to be made against. It's a big topic of discussion in the soccer world is this load management thing because Pulisic, who's the best American player of all time, did not come with the USA to the Gold Cup this year. The USA team still made it to the final of the Gold Cup. They just lost to Mexico last night by 1. And if Pulisic and Weston McKennie and some of the other guys play, maybe that's a different scoreline. But also, we got to see some of our younger guys really kind of show out this tournament. Anyway, but Pulisic's been getting cooked. He's been getting eviscerated by all, U.S. soccer sports media for not playing, for not participating in this tournament. And a lot of guys are like, this load management thing, it's only a conversation for Americans. Like, it's only a conversation in American sports. And, like, the dude that won the Ballon d'Or, which is, like, the best player in the world for soccer, it's, like, the most highly coveted individual prize somebody could win. Messi's won, like, 9 of them. He literally had to accept his award on crutches because he had a torn ACL from playing so many games the year before. And all the players are saying it. All of them are saying it. They're like, we're playing too many games now. We have too much going on. Like, the season, like, you take a break in the season, but it's not really a break because you're playing international games. And then you take another break in the season, but it's not really a break because you're playing European championship games. And then you take a 2-week break in the summer, and then it's not really a break because you're playing an international tournament. Like, these guys have no time off, and they're getting hurt rapidly. And then everybody in sports media, especially the non-Americans, or even a lot of the Americans, are being like, no, you don't need load management. Back in my day, I played all these games. No, you didn't, dude. There wasn't 100 games in a calendar year back in
Right.
your day. People were just figuring out that soccer was a real sport in America back then, dude. You weren't playing that many games. Like, shut up. Like, bodies are delicate things, man. And sometimes when your body is feeling pain, you just need to give it a break. And I'm saying that from personal experience, because for the last 2.5 years, I've been talking so much smack, saying that I'm indestructible. God was like, I need to humble this kid. And gave me shinslets that made me feel like my feet were going to fall off for the last month and a half. So I finally decided to take a week off, and guess what I can do? I can freaking run again without pain.
There we go.
Sometimes you got to give your body a break. And all this load management is bad. The NBA shouldn't be doing load management. No league should be doing load management. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up, dude. You're not a professional athlete. And if you were a professional athlete at one point, like, there's a reason you're commentating and nobody heard of who you were back when you were playing.
Yeah, you're really coming at Skip Bayless, aren't you?
I don't
And
even.
Stephen
It's not
A,
Skip.
all of them.
I mean, maybe they're saying it. I haven't seen them say it, but it's
I think it's all
annoying,
of them.
dude.
I think you're right. I just think that, look, man, as a Cavs fan, I want nothing more than Cleveland to win a bunch of championships. But I just think that if you have the opportunity to bring LeBron James and add him to the roster that you have now for giving up next to nothing, or just giving up, I mean, even giving up like Jared Allen and some of the bench guys, Karis LeVert, a couple draft picks, whatever you got to do, I would take it. I think it's a huge benefit to the team, and it
I get
instantly.
Jared Allen out of town all day.
Yeah, he the lights are too bright for him, and he told us. But let me tell you something that LeBron did that is really these cryptic messages that I did not mention. So I don't know if you know this. He was in Akron. He's been in Akron the last few weeks.
Did not.
He was golfing in Akron.
Around.
He was golfing at
That was in
Portage
Akron?
Country Club. Yeah, where I used to caddy, by the way. And he was wearing a hat that said "Welcome Home" that he put on his Instagram story. And then, he reposted this girl. I can't remember her name. I'm not finding it here, but like Allie something, who like used to work in Cleveland and now works in LA for the Lakers. She was wearing a Cleveland jersey, and she was like the only right jersey to wear, and it's a LeBron Cleveland jersey, and the guy next to her boyfriend or whoever she's with, also wearing a Cleveland jersey. He reposted it that same day. And then a guy posts a picture with LeBron at the Cavs practice facility. LeBron James practicing at the Cavs practice facility. Now, LeBron debunked
He's either
that.
coming back or him and Dan Gilbert are not. They don't hate each other.
So I will say he did tweet this. He replied because someone posted that, or he didn't tweet it. He X'd it. Sorry, it's X. He literally, come on, it's not letting me see his response. He responded to one of the tweets, and it was basically like, it was the picture, and he was like, it was like LeBron James sighted at Cavs practice facility. And it was like, yeah, as I am every single summer, I still live here. I'm in town. I've always practiced at this facility in the summer. Why don't y'all just go grab a plate of food and enjoy the 4th of July weekend? So he's basically trying to shut it down. Like, y'all are really bored. Just grab a plate of food and go get 4th of. But I don't know that I buy that he's always training at the Cavs practice facility, even when he's home. Bro does have a home here, but how come? Maybe he does. But it doesn't always make it on social media, and he doesn't do this every summer where he's posting welcome home and Cleveland Cavs jerseys. Like, he knows that he's most loved here in Cleveland, even though I'm in New York right now. But as a Cavs fan, that he's the most loved in Cleveland. He knows that if he teases that, the fans will get excited, and it will put pressure on LA because he's gone back to Cleveland before. He does love Cleveland, and it would make so much sense, and everyone would be happy if he went back to Cleveland. So, cryptic messages. Is he probably just putting pressure on LA? Sure. Is he maybe saying, maybe I could come home this year? Or is he saying, Cleveland, one more year, and I'm going to come home and do a farewell tour? One thing I want to address that you said, and then I'm good on this. I don't think Dan Gilbert would ever look at the option of, we'll just bring him home for a farewell tour. We don't need to compete. Dan Gilbert is a hungry, competitive owner. He's going to want to compete every single year. And I don't think that LeBron James would come back to Cleveland just to have one more farewell fun ride. No, I think if he comes back to Cleveland, it's, a farewell tour, but he wants to end on top with that trophy one more time in his hometown with a team that he thinks can actually win it. If he just wanted to do a lollygagging like farewell last season, whatever, I think he would just stay in LA, try his best with Luka, and hang it up at the end of the year. See how far they get, hang it up. But if he comes to Cleveland, I mean, this team could win a championship with LeBron. That's all I'll say. I hope it happens. Maybe it's nothing, but out of everything, I think I would love to see him in a Cavs jersey one more time.
I hope so too. I would love to see it too. And speaking of golf, dude, we went to this country club yesterday. It's the same price for 18 as the one down the street from my house and the one that I always go to with my buddies that we go to like every weekend. Same price for 18, and you get free food, free hot dogs. If you get there for breakfast, you get free breakfast, and you can get free lunch once you finish. Yeah. Couldn't believe it, dude. Couldn't believe it. I was like, we paid it, and I was like, do we still got to pay cart fees? And they're like, no, we just paid for everything. I was like, what?
Where was this at?
It's Mayfair Country Club.
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Dude,
okay, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. I was like, bro, we're coming back here every weekend, dude. Free hot dogs? Are you joking?
We're gonna be going there next time in town. That's insane,
yeah, for sure.
Dude.
Also shot my best score, 55.
On 9 holes.
Yeah.
Nice. Not bad. I mean, it's bad, but
it's bad. It's bad.
for us, that's not bad.
It was improvement. I've shot, I think with you, I shot like a 60 something, and then I shot a 59, and then I shot a 58 the next time, and then I shot a 58 again, and then on the front 9, I shot a 58. So I was just like, I give up, dude. I give up. I'm just here to have fun. I'm just going to try to pipe the ball anytime I can and just have fun with it. And I ended up shooting a 55 on the back 9. And I could have shot lower, but I just kind of, I'm a really bad putter. I'm learning. I'm a really bad putter.
See, that's my A game there. But you know what? 55 times 2, if you play both, 9, that's around 110. I don't know if that makes as much sense. But that's only 11 away from breaking 100, brother. So,
and they say that if you break 100, you're considered an above average golfer.
Exactly.
Most golfers don't break 100.
But the fact that you're already at 55 and you just started this year, I'd say that's pretty solid.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get to 52-50 by the end of the summer. That's the goal.
Yeah, I need to come back out and golf. Well, let's do this. You should also look at LeBron's golf swing. It's pretty bad.
It's really bad.
You're going to
feel good about myself.
Oh, you saw the video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know it was in Cleveland. I mean, I didn't know it was in Akron. But
it was in Firestone. Yeah.
Firestone Country Club?
Portage Lake Country Club. Which is. I think it's. I don't know. It's in Portage Lakes. Portage Lake.
It's not the one where the road goes right down the middle, is it?
I think it's actually in West Akron. It's actually in, because I used to caddy at this one, Portage Country Club. Yeah, it's on Twin Oaks Road. I'm looking at this right now. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, right off West Market. So this is actually near Highland Square. It's actually in.
Okay.
It's actually in the Firestone Park, Highland Square area. It's like northwest Akron.
That's crazy.
Right by Highland Square. That is insane. Wait, where am I off? Where is Firestone Park? Wow, I don't even know my own city anymore.
You ain't from here no more, bro.
Well, let's do this. Let's do a lightning round. I'm going to go by each team that he could potentially go to, and I want you to give it a score out of 10, how much you would like that, okay?
Okay.
Let's do that. Obviously, number 1, he stays in L.A.
Wait, actually, let's do this. How many options are there?
There's 5 options. Oh, you want to rank them?
I'm going to rank them 1 through 5.
Okay, here's the options. L.A., stays in L.A., goes back to Cleveland, becomes a Knick, becomes a Maverick, or becomes a Warrior.
Okay. All right, run back through them.
Los Angeles, Cleveland.
No, just like say the one and then then I'll rank it and then.
Okay, I got you. You already got it. Okay, let's go. Let's go Golden State.
5. Worst possible situation that could possibly happen. I'm with you. I hate the Golden State Warriors. And fun fact, do you know who the most followed sports team on Instagram is? All sports teams, not just one particular sport. All sports teams on Instagram. Do you know who the most followed sports team is?
It's not the New York Yankees.
It's the Golden State Warriors.
That's crazy.
Yep. But yeah, hate the Warriors. That's number 5 for sure, no doubt.
Okay. All right. Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas Mavericks is going to be number 3 for me. Like I said, I'm a Duke boy. Seeing Cooper Flag in a Laker jersey would be pretty sweet. I don't think he can win a championship there. That's more just for what the Lakers would be getting. And again, I'm not an anti-Lakers guy anymore. They're probably my 3rd favorite team now.
Okay. All right. He stays in Los Angeles.
It's number 4 for me. Just kind of boring, to be honest with you. I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think they're going to make it out. And I'm just kind of bored with it.
Yeah. He goes to the Knicks.
Number 2. Knicks are my 2nd favorite team. They're getting the number 2 spot on the list. I don't think he can win a championship there. There's too much ego. Kind of depends on what would happen to the roster if he was to go there. But that's number 2 for me. I wouldn't be mad if that happened.
And then lastly, he comes back to Cleveland.
Number freaking 1, dude. I would love to see it. It would make me so happy to buy another LeBron James jersey. Yeah. Great. Absolutely great. And we have a roster that can win a championship already. Sure, we didn't go to the finals or the Eastern Conference Finals, and we took the Pacers to less games than the Knicks did. I still think we have the better team than the Knicks do. I think that we probably have the best roster on paper in the Eastern Conference as of right now. I heard that the Celtics are planning on making some big moves this summer. But I think if he wants to win a championship, if the Cavs want to win a championship, I think that's the move to make right there.
Yeah.
All right, your turn. Let's hear it. First choice. We just know what the first one is, so we're going to get it out of the way. Cavs.
Number 1, for sure.
Number 1 for sure. Good. Love to hear it. We'll go with the Lakers. Let's see what you think about them.
This is tough. I'm really mad at the Mavericks for what they did to Luka.
Yeah.
And I want to see Luka win a championship. Kyrie's already won a championship. AD's already won a championship. Dallas has won multiple championships with Dirk Nowitzki. They won one with Dirk. They lost the other one, I guess.
Yeah.
But they won one. And they've had their chip. And I know...
And Dallas is the same place as the Cowboys, so like...
Yeah. And I know LA is LA, but Luka, I think my heart when I saw Luka, I just don't know that I can forgive the Mavericks for that. Now, if LeBron goes to the Mavs, yeah, I'd root for him. And having Kyrie, LeBron, and AD full circle moment there, for him to kind of take one of his best Cleveland teammates ever and his best LA teammate ever and bring them together, that would be dope. But AD's going to get hurt at some point. So yeah. I just don't think they have it. And Kyrie might get hurt.
Yeah.
It's also the 2 guys that you can never fully count on. They each had 1 year you could count on them.
Yeah.
So I think I'm actually going to put Lakers at 3. I think that'd be the 3rd best as if he stays in LA.
Okay. Well, you already talked about him, so let's go Mavericks.
So Mavericks, I think, are going to have to go number 4. Yeah, for all the reasons that I just said. If he plays with Kyrie and AD, I'm not going to be mad. If he plays for the city of Dallas over LA or New York or, Golden State or any of those, I'm not going to be mad of the placement of the city. It's really just that organization and what they did to Luka.
Yeah. And what they're doing to Mark Cuban. Although I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm not
I don't know anything about that. I mean, he sold it, so I don't know what they're doing to him. But
I think they're just pushing him out. I'm actually not super familiar with it.
He sold
anyway,
it, so
it doesn't matter.
That's on him.
So next one we'll go Knicks because I already know what your 5 is. What do you think of the Knicks?
Knicks.
Well, I guess if I know what this is, then yeah.
Knicks is going to be number 2.
Okay.
But it's a but that's another one where I don't love it. I don't want it to happen necessarily. Like part of me thinks it could be fun, but also part of me thinks it could backfire on me. So that's why I could even question myself and be like, maybe LA is 2 because it's safer.
I feel like
mine's
like 1, 2's here, and then it's like 3, 4's down here. Yours is like 1.
Yes, 1,
2, 3, 4,
2, 5. Yes, yeah.
Actually 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way down.
Yeah, 5 is all the way down. I would even say 4 is kind of down. 2 and 3 are really close because. But obviously, I'm going to go Knicks, too, just because I do think at the end of the day, I can swallow my pride for a year. If he brings an organization like the Knicks that haven't had a championship since 1973, I just think the haters got to shut up. 5 rings, 4 different teams, 3 different droughts, right? I mean,
Well, and you're a LeBron guy living in New York City.
I'm a LeBron
like
guy living in
everybody
New
would
York.
have to be a LeBron guy at that point. So it's like
That's true.
you'd probably make a ton of friends. I mean, I know
That's
you already have
true.
a ton of friends out there, but like you probably make a ton more. Just being like, yeah, you see how great this guy is. This is what I've been telling everybody my whole life.
And dude, LeBron just owning the Garden, like he already owns the Garden. Like now, if he was like playing at Madison Square Garden, oh man, yeah, it could be a lot of fun. If that happens, I just don't want them to play the Cavs in the playoffs. That would be too.
That would suck.
That would really suck, really bad, and I would.
If that happens, I want to see the Celtics go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes,
because I want to see them lose, and I want to see all the Celtics fans cry.
That would be great. That'd be great. And so with that, obviously 5 is going to be Golden State Warriors. Screw the Warriors.
Screw 'em.
Forever. Can't stand them.
Love you, Steph Curry, but hate you, Warriors.
Love you, Steph, on the USA team and as a person, but basketball hate you, Steph, and the Warriors.
I don't hate him in basketball. He's
I basketball
a lot of fun
hate
to watch.
I mean, yeah, I'm not denying that. I basketball hate him because of what he did to us for 3 straight seasons. And
I
the fact
basketball
that,
hate Draymond and KD more than I hate Steph.
Oh, I'm with you on that for sure. But I still basketball hate Steph. He was a whiny little baby back in the day. He's gotten a little bit better.
I think I might basketball hate KD more than any other player in any sport ever.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And I hope he never wins a championship ever again, and he won't. And he's gotten so bad. Like, he's gotten not bad, but he's just like, his career has gone. Yeah, his career has just gone so poorly ever since he left there.
Jumping from team to team.
Yeah, so honestly, that's another reason why, shout out to OKC, happy for them, and getting their championship, getting a real championship without KD before KD ever got a real championship, because he has not gotten a real championship.
No.
He was riding the coattails of the
greatest team
to ever
exist. They got one before him
exist.
and after him.
Yes, the Warriors did. Yeah, I was thinking the Thunder. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
Duh.
No. Yeah, that's all good.
But
So
yeah.
LeBron James, we have a direct message to you right now, personal message.
Come home.
It's time to come home.
For good.
For good.
No
we
more
love
of these
you.
games. No more of these side chicks out in LA or Miami.
They'll never love
Settle
you.
down.
They might be hotter. They might be fancier. They might be warmer, sexier, whatever it is. LA will never love you like Cleveland. It'll never be home. It'll never be that one true love. So, Bron, it's time. It's time to come back to your true love. It's time to leave the glamour and the fame and the fortune of LA to come back to the one you're supposed to be with. Till death do us part. Cleveland.
Amen.
Well, this was a fun one, Jacob. Any closing thoughts on our way out?
No.
That's it. That's a great way to end it. LeBron, come home. We love you. We miss you. We'll see you soon. I'm Glenn.
I'm Jacob.
This has been the Half Brothers Podcast. Peace.
Bye-bye.